While other studios are celebrating billion-dollar movies like Universal in the Super Mario Brothers movie, or even Warner Brothers with the Barbie movie, the biggest movie we've seen in 2023, and even having other successes like Oppenheimer for Universal that has hit over $900 million worldwide, an incredible achievement. Disney is still looking like it's the loser of 2023, especially when it comes to the summer box office. So many big budget flops, whether it's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, whether it's The Little Mermaid, whether it's something like Elemental, that despite everyone celebrating the great comeback it had, still fell well short of being able to break even theatrically at the box office. Because quite frankly, Disney's bleeding everywhere. People do not trust Disney anymore as a brand, as a company. And it's gotten so bad. Once again, they have another box office flop on their hands when it comes to Haunted Mansion, set to lose another $100 million plus for Disney at the box office. But it looks like they desperately need to sell off assets just to keep this company alive. We saw the stock start to tank and just kept going and going and going after all the bad news we've had over the last several months. Well, now Disney's doing their best to turn that around. They're willing to sell off ABC and a bunch of other channels for way less than they originally paid for them, but because they need the money. They have $45 billion in debt and a $10 billion payment to Comcast for the last third of Hulu coming up very shortly. So they're looking at exploring an ABC sale. We talked about that, and since that has started, the employees are freaking out because they're now convinced that Disney's going to sell them off. They have no idea what that means for the shows that they currently have, for their jobs, for any of the programming. They don't know. They're freaking the fuck out, and this is after Disney fired 10,000 people over the last few months anyway. And even once they do that, it might relieve a little bit of pressure for them, but it doesn't fix the problem, which is no one is tuning in to Disney content. And that would explain what they're doing here. We've talked about this before. It's certainly interesting, isn't it? That as they start to reveal numbers, oh, Ahsoka got 14 million views. Isn't that amazing? Even though we've never revealed views before. In all likelihood, there's about half of what Obi-Wan got. Oh, by the way, The Little Mermaid just did incredible views-wise on Disney+. It can't be a flop because it did so well on Disney+ when it came out, all during the time frame where they are literally giving Disney+ away. Over the past 9 to 12 months, Disney's lost almost 20 million subscribers globally on Disney+. And what do you know? Right when the shit really hits the fan for them, they have a deal going on, $1.99 a month. They are basically giving this away in order to make it get better viewership numbers for things like Ahsoka, for things like The Little Mermaid, for things like Elemental, because they don't want to go to the shareholders and tell them the same thing. They desperately need to gain subscribers in the next quarter. That's why they are doing this. They desperately need cash because they can't afford to pay for the rest of Hulu. That's why they're trying to sell ABC. This entire thing has turned into a panic operation for Disney. They're panic selling ABC. They're panic lowering the price to $1.99 to desperately try to get some artificial sub boost to have something to show their investors and their shareholders. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing, and that's the content that they're producing does not align with what their audience wanted. Or should I say the audience that used to be there? Because a lot of people have walked away from Disney and they are not coming back. When you make a declaration like they did in the state of Florida, where you decide that you as a company are going to go to war with the state of Florida, which isn't going well, by the way, going very poorly in the courts right now for Disney, but they made the decision to go to war because Disney wanted to fight for the rights of teachers to sexualize kindergartners. That's how degenerate this company is. And a lot of people have realized that. The leaked Zoom calls, all the stuff about critical race theory, the advancement of the trans ideology into children's programming. People don't like that. And now in every aspect of their business, they're struggling. Another box office flop as they're looking to desperately sell off assets and pleading people, giving away Disney Plus subscriber memberships because they know this can't last much longer.